So I have a question. What does it really mean to live our faith? Not just to believe or to speak beautiful words within these beautiful walls in this space, but what does it mean to act, to show up, to move through the world, guided by our deepest values? Something I think about a lot. So our theme today is faith in sacred action, not faith in sacred thought, not faith in sacred meditation. Faith in sacred action, a reminder, an invitation perhaps, that as Unitarian Universalists, we are called to not creeds, we are a non-creedal faith, but to covenants. I like to say a covenant is a vow of the heart. We are called not to static beliefs, but to a living, breathing practice, a living, breathing tradition. The promises we make to ourselves, to one another, and to the world are not meant to sit quietly on paper. Did you get that? They are meant to be lived, not just on Sunday mornings. And right now, in a world that is aching and uncertain, these promises matter more than ever because our world is hurting. We are navigating climate catastrophe, racialized violence, political upheaval, economic uncertainty, and increasing attacks on bodily autonomy and trans lives. Many of us are tired. Are you tired? Many of us are grieving. Are you grieving with me? Many of us are just trying to stay soft in a time that rewards hardness and cruelty. So today I humbly want to offer a spiritual principle that may sound small, but has the potential to change everything. Beloveds, vulnerability is sacred. Stay with me now. Poet and activist Andrea Gibson, how many may be familiar with them? A beloved light that we just lost recently, spoke and wrote a lot about their diagnosis and their end of their lives. Andrea Gibson said something I kept returning to. I saved it on social media and watched it about 100 times. They said, "Y'all, I found scientific proof that vulnerability can save the world. Any species that has a protective shell evolves very slowly." Scientists, you can check me on that. Turtles, for example, have remained virtually the same since the beginning of turtle time. Whereas the octopus, arguably the most evolved species on the planet, evolved at a lightning-quick pace because of its vulnerability, because it was shell-less, because it's soft and exposed. Octopi are forced to develop superpowers to survive. When we humans are guarded, defensive, closed off, and shut down, we stop growing. But when we are soft, this is my sign language to myself, when we are soft, when we are open, when we are vulnerable, we become stronger, wiser, and more compassionate people daily. There is no endpoint to how awesome we could get as individuals and as a species if we kept our shells off. Trust nothing more than our vulnerability to save this world, Andrea Gibson wrote. Andrea believed that vulnerability wasn't weakness. It was a source of transformation. It was a birthplace of evolution. And in a time when it feels easier than ever to shut down, to isolate, this insight is urgent. Vulnerability is not a liability. It is a spiritual path. We see this in our own faith tradition, our own Unitarian Universalist values. Justice, compassion, interdependence require us to be open to the world, to risk being changed by what we see, we experience, we hear, we know, to listen deeply, to love anyway. Oof, that's a hard one. To love anyway, not selectively, to remain soft even when it hurts, and to keep showing up. And that kind of openness requires practice. That's why they call it a spiritual practice. It's not a spiritual proficiency or professionalism, it's a spiritual practice. That kind of openness doesn't happen automatically. And this is where small rituals, great and large, can come in. We often think about ritual as something that happens only on Sundays. Perhaps you come and light a chalice or singing together, sitting in silence or placing a stone. This is the spiritual invitation that ritual is not just for Sunday morning. Did you know that? It can and should be part of our daily lives. We need anchors right now to anchor us in our values when everything else feels uncertain. Ritual is intention made visible. So perhaps lighting a candle before you start your day is a ritual. Perhaps touching your heart, I go like this, when you feel overwhelmed is a ritual. Naming one thing you are grateful for before you share a meal is a ritual. Pausing before you speak in a difficult conversation, listening with presence instead of reacting with defensiveness, that too is a ritual and it is sacred. Would you like to share a few more rituals? I won't put anyone on the spot, even those who I know who practice. Walking the dog. Thank you. It is delightful how many people delight in this property every single day. What else is a ritual? Enjoying nature. Amen. Hugging our children. Weekly wins. Thank you, Brian. Calling a parent. Complimenting a stranger. Amen. Playing with our cats. Smiling at strangers. Kiss the day. Kiss is good night. I like kiss the day. Let that be a ritual. Kiss the day. Take the stairs. With the health that we are given in this moment, in this body. Look at the sky. Remember our sacred interdependence here and within us and around us. Beloveds, these practices keep us open. They remind us that we are not turtles hiding in our shells. We are humans evolving, becoming, growing, healing together. The Reverend Angel Kyoto Williams reminds us, without inner change, there can be no outer change. Without collective change, no change matters. Our vulnerability is not just for our own healing, it's what makes collective transformation possible. Because when we risk connection, when we begin to repair what is broken, when we stop pretending that we have all the answers, that's not me, y'all. When we stop pretending to have all the answers, we begin to listen and receive. When we stay soft, when we make space for others to stay soft as well, that's where real justice actually begins. Not with certainty, but with courageous presence. So process theology teaches us that the sacred in the world, the God of your understanding, the highest good in the world and humanity, is not just a distant, unchanging force. Process theology teaches us that the sacred is a dynamic presence, always evolving, always responding, always inviting us into co-creation. Beloveds, we are not powerless. Our daily lives are in relationship with the sacred. It is relational, and every moment is an opportunity for change, for healing, for sacred action. Rather than asking us to cling to certainty, I know we need and want certainty right now. But process theology encourages us to meet the world with openness and that sacred vulnerability. Because it tells us that transformation is not only possible, it is the very nature of life and divinity. So let me ask you this. What would it look like for you to keep your shell off just a little bit this week? Did you go to a thought real fast? Where can you be a little bit more like an octopus? Where in your life are you being invited into sacred softness, into honesty and risk? So here's the challenge and the invitation and the blessing I leave with you. This week, choose one daily act and make it a sacred ritual. It could be as small as how you begin your day with a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, looking out the window, grabbing the hand of a beloved or two, how you greet your children or neighborhood children, how you greet your coworkers, how you begin the day. Do it with intention. Let it remind you of your values. Let it bring you back into your body. Let it be a way of practicing vulnerability, of staying open and growing. We need that fertile soil in order to build and grow together. Because we are not here to stay the same. Did you know that? We are here to evolve, to love more courageously and to act more faithfully. In worship, we restore our courage. In service, we put love into practice. In ritual, we make the invisible sacred visible again. And in justice, we become midwives to a world made more whole. There is no end to how awesome Whokins can be. So, beloveds, may softness be your strength, may your rituals be your grounding, and may your faith lived out loud become a blessing and in this aching and beautiful world. Amen, Ashe, and may it be so.